Yes, we are.
Hello, I started this gangster shit. And this the motherfucking thanks I get. Hello, I started this gangster shit. And this the motherfucking thanks I get. Hello.
Hey, if you're new to the channel and enjoying the content, please hit that subscribe button. Join us. Thanks. Yeah, alright. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. You're listening to Ethan Van Sciver, 25-year veteran of this weirdo declining comic book industry and great big Star Wars fan. 1 year ago today, December 15th, 2017, Star Wars The Last Jedi Episode 8 premiered to an eager and soon-to-be incredibly disappointed audience. Now, over the course of the last 1 year, we've all come to terms with Star Wars and realized that it is the worst thing to ever happen to Star Wars. That's obvious. Everyone agrees with that. But is it the worst thing to happen in the last 100 years, period? Now that's a different question. Let me give you what I consider to be the top 10 worst things to ever happen on December 15th, and you can judge for yourself. Let's go. December 15th, 1926. Italian national fascism takes on a symbol, the fascists. Bound sticks representing strength through unity and not individualism. Mussolini demands that fascists kill or die for Italy as he prepares the march on Rome. If only there was another word for a bundle of sticks. December 15th, 1927, Los Angeles. Disgruntled bank employee William Edward Hickman kidnaps 12-year-old Marion Parker, daughter of his former boss, a prominent banker. He demands $1,500 in $20 gold certificates over the course of 3 different ransom notes, calling himself Fate, Death, and the Fox. A first attempt to deliver the ransom failed when Hickman saw police in the area. Further communications from Hickman set up a new meeting for delivering the ransom money at the corner of West 5th Street and South Manhattan Place in Los Angeles. Parker arrived there, alone with the ransom money. He handed over the money to a young man who was waiting for him in a parked car. When he gave the money to Hickman, he was able to see his daughter sitting in the passenger seat next to him. The girl was concealed up to her neck by clothing and was apparently unable to move. As soon as the money had been handed over, Hickman drove off and pushed Marion's body out of the car at the end of the street. The coroner later testified that she had been dead for about 12 hours. Her arms and legs had been cut off, and she had been disemboweled and stuffed with rags. Her eyes were being held open by wires. Hickman later said that he had strangled her and cut her throat first, but he believed that she was still alive when he began to dismember her. Her arms and legs were found on December 18th in Elysian Park wrapped in newspaper. After a massive manhunt, Hickman was found and captured, arrested, and put to death by hanging in the gallows at San Quentin prison. He stated that he originally had no intention of killing Marion, but he did so because she had learned his identity and because he had previously been employed by her father, Perry Parker, at the bank. He also said that he had cut up the body with the intentions of disposing it, but then realized that Parker would want to see his daughter before paying the ransom. He then morbidly attempted to reconstruct and disguise Marion's body to make it appear that she was alive. December 15th, 1944. Band leader and jazz composer Glenn Miller, best known for beloved songs like In the Mood, Pennsylvania 65000, and Chattanooga Choo Choo, disappeared into history after entertaining Allied troops in France during World War II. His plane met with bad weather over the English Channel and is suspected to have crashed, though his body was never found. December 15th, 1956. An emergency crisis is declared in North Ireland, where Star Wars The Last Jedi was filmed, after an IRA column under Sean Garland detonates bombs outside Lisnaskia Royal Ulster Constabulary Station before raking it with gunfire. Further attacks on Derrylin and Roslia RUC barracks are beaten off. Incidentally, Sean Garland went on to have quite a career in politics and just died 2 days ago, so that's interesting. He was 84 years old. December 15th, 1983. 3 members of the Kansas City Royals, Willie Wilson, Willie Aikens, and Jerry Martin, were suspended for 1 year by Major League Baseball for cocaine usage. This would sadly only be the beginning. Just 2 years later, the Pittsburgh drug trials put a spotlight on how much cocaine had infiltrated the game. In this trial, players like Rod Scurry and Dale Berra were implicated, as was the Pirates' mascot. Yeah, the mascot was a cokehead. On May 15, 1984, their suspensions were overturned as they had fulfilled the requirements set forth by Major League Baseball to return to the game. But from then on, it was imperative that they listen to Nancy Reagan. Just say no. December 15, 1988. Lori Davis of Long Island sues Mike Tyson for grabbing her ass. Lori Davis of Bayshore, who bears a resemblance to Tyson's estranged wife, Robin Givens, was the second woman to charge that Mike Tyson sexually fondled her early that Saturday morning at Bentley's Disco Lounge. She alleged that she was dancing at 2 a.m. with a male partner minding her own business when Tyson put his hands under her dress and grabbed her behind. She says she turned around and screamed at him, "Try that again and I'll slap the S word out of you." She said it was only then that she realized the man was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson reacted by raising his hands in the air as he said, whoa, okay, I've got a live one. And then she says that he walked away in the company of 2 other men. She also says that her male companion, who she declined to identify, cucked out and did not protest Tyson's alleged action. Well, Lori Davis's case was quietly settled out of court. December 15th, 1993. Famed composer John Williams quits as conductor of the Boston Pops. Evidently, Williams was complaining about the orchestra's lack of concentration, and the orchestra began playing John Williams' own, quote, "America the Dream Goes On," unquote piece. At some point, some musicians began talking to each other, making fun of the piece, hissing. Quite a lack of respect for the conductor and the composer. Williams left angry from that rehearsal that day, saying that he didn't need to put up with that sort of childish behavior. On the following day, the Boston Symphony Administration got his resignation letter. The orchestra apologized right away. John Williams stayed on at the helm of the Boston Pops for another 10 years, but he retired from the orchestra after the 1993 season. John Williams wanted to devote more time to composing concert hall concertos and symphonies, and less time on film scores, traveling, and conducting. Alas, that wasn't to be. He still had to score Star Wars: The Last Jedi, the final act of disrespect for him and his incredible career. December 15th, 1997. What some may consider to be a spiritual predecessor to Rian Johnson's Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Spice World premieres in the UK. Spice World is a movie about the Spice Girls. Reviews suggested that it was a promotional tool that establishes its superfluousness simply by existing. This clumsy, smirking movie has a bitter soul. These words, this film would inspire a young, round-headed future filmmaker who must have imagined that Star Wars would be better if it were filled with colorful, strange-looking women fighting back against oppressive, mean teenage boys, instead of Luke, Han, and Leia and Chewbacca mobilizing to bring down actual fascism in the shape of Darth Vader. And thus, only 20 years later, Star Wars: The Last Jedi was born. Thank you, Posh Spice. December 15th, 2005. The North American ice storm produced extensive ice damage in a large portion of the southern United States, while extensive snowfall was reported across portions of the Canadian provinces of Ontario and Quebec. The ice storm led to enormous and widespread power outages and at least 7 deaths. The ice storm left more than 1 million people without power in and near the Appalachians, where it's cold, including 630,000 customers in Georgia, 358,000 in South Carolina, 328,000 in North Carolina, and 13,000 in Virginia. It took over a week to restore power. Several emergency shelters were also open, but electricity was not restored in many places until the 20th of December 2005, by which time one death was blamed on the outage. December 15th, 2017 saw the release of the disastrous, catastrophic Star Wars The Last Jedi, but also a commission headed by Anita Hill and composed of and funded by some of the most powerful names in Hollywood had been created to tackle widespread sexual abuse and harassment perpetrated by the most powerful names in Hollywood in the media and entertainment industries, called the Fox Investigating the Chicken Coop Commission, or Commission on Sexual Harassment and Advancing Equality in the Workplace. The initiative was spearheaded by Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm, pictured here dressed as an exotic dancer for the pleasure of her powerful Hollywood mogul boss, Steven Spielberg. Quote, "The commission will lead the entertainment industry towards alignment in achieving safer, fairer, more equitable, and accountable workplaces, particularly for women and marginalized people," said the SJW Kathleen Kennedy. So far, so good. So, what do you think? Last Jedi still the... Well, Last Jedi is still the worst, isn't it? Well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and leave me comments below. Let me know what you thought of this video. Thanks very much, and I'll see you again soon. Hey, want to follow me on Twitter? Okay, cool. I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. Talk to you there. Show your friends you support independent comics while showing the world who you back in the fight against the swarm with the brand new Cyberfrog t-shirt from Crypto Fashion and Comic Artist Pro Secret. Sizes come in small to 5XL, and take your choice of colors between navy blue, white, and black. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and order the Fandom Menace, Go Get Daddy's Belt, Tico, and Soilo t-shirts as well. Link is below in the description. You're gonna look great. People love these shirts. They fit wonderfully. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the Laughing Man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.